All right. So apparently there has been some myths, some lies, and some misconceptions in this gig economy for your side hustle. Maybe things that sound better than they are from people you've heard, maybe other drivers, maybe other hustlers out there, and maybe, surprisingly actually, some from these apps themselves. So that's because in this video, we're actually going to target some of these myths and some of these hacks that aren't exactly what they seem to be. So when you're actually out there in your side hustle, you can maximize your income. Welcome to the video today. My name is Mike. If this is the first time that you and I are meeting, it's my job to help you make money in this gig economy, really as a side hustle or a full-time hustle. Generally making money, and this year your goal should be what? It should be making multiple revenue streams as well. So I want to welcome you to the video today. I got a lot of misconceptions here from starting my side hustle right here in Pittsburgh in 2015. First in the rideshare space, and then food delivery, parcel delivery, grocery delivery, charging electric scooters. There's a whole lot. So I want to go over these hacks here. We're going to jump right into it. And I guarantee you, let me know as you're watching this video and hopefully getting value. Some of these are going to surprise you, in my opinion. Number one, folks, there is no skill involved. There's no skill involved in this. This is just food delivery, right? This is pretty easy. Doesn't take a lot of skill. Well, folks, let me just tell you that these people that are telling you it takes no skill, it's going to be a deflection of something else. Because I guarantee you this takes skill if you want to be a top earner. I am telling you that doing this, again, with my own personal experience here, if you want to make the most money possible, you got to do things like studying your marketplace, studying the best times and days of the week. You need to study, okay, different apps, different pay incentives. I need to try even within my certain marketplace, we'll say. You can go even deeper in that into kind of micro areas within a given marketplace that are busier than others. So for someone to say there's no skill involved here, it's very surface level. Now, I would describe this to you as a bell curve of earners. My goal for you this year is to make $25 per hour or more in gross revenue in whatever side hustle you want to do. So in order to be a top earner, I want you to be at that front of that bell curve. So most people that maybe assume if you're just setting it and forgetting it, if you're going online with these apps here, and literally you are not even using any of your skills to better yourself, better your income, your situation, then it kind of turns into this, right? A very kind of jaded mindset here, or people who frankly just never done it. Number two of misconceptions in the side hustle or gig economy. Hey man, these gig apps have lousy pay. All right, I'm not sure why you necessarily want to do this because, I've done it. I looked at it. The pay isn't that great. Now, what I've found in my personal experience doing thousands of trips and transactions since 2015 at different marketplaces, working with other drivers and just talking with thousands and thousands of drivers like yourself is, okay, the gig apps have lousy pay. Why is that? Well, number one, like we just mentioned, you're probably not doing your research. And even when I've asked our community here, and if you're not a part of the team here, definitely consider subscribing, joining a team of almost 50,000 here, reaching hundreds of thousands of individuals every single month here. Why is the pay lousy? Have you done the research? Have you tried different niches? Yeah, man, maybe the pay is lousy in X amount of niche when you may not know there's a real opportunity in your marketplace in another given niche. So you need to make sure you're doing that research to understand, okay, is the pay truly lousy or am I just not putting in the effort and the research? Now, after you've put in that effort in the research, if the pay is still subpar, then you can actually look at, okay, maybe this isn't the best app in my marketplace. So our next misconception here, this is a big one. Lean in for this. Drop a like. I appreciate you being here. If you're getting value, if you're a team member, shout me out. Christine, I see you in here. Kevin in the video today. Joe, always nice to see you in the video today, folks. There's too many drivers. There's too many drivers, man. You know, I can't do it. I don't want to do it, man. There's too many guys out there. Speaking of a driver, my brother Matt's in the live chat as well. Go check out his channel for more great content. All right, folks, this is a massive misconception, and we need to address this head on. I mean, we're gonna be straight up with you. I'm not here to waste your time. I'm here to speak from experience, actually having done this stuff for years. I didn't just start yesterday, and again, in different marketplaces. Let's talk about this. Did you know that DoorDash from May until September of 2020, this is DoorDash, added 1.9 million new Dashers in the United States? It's a whole lot of Dashers. Why? Because, I mean, a lot of us were struggling in 2020, man. I mean, I had my struggles. I'm sure you had your struggles here. And again, that's why it's important to be a part of a team, a support group here. So the idea of there's too many drivers, why is that? It's because I'm driving in my marketplace. Maybe I'm driving here in Pittsburgh, right? My time to drive is Friday nights on whatever app it is. I started in rideshare here in Pittsburgh. So when I'm driving rideshare, let's say, back in 2016, 2017, when the pay was exceptional, as more and more people got word of that, what happens? More drivers. Well, when a situation happens that pushes us to need to make money when you may have lost your job in 2020. I lost, when was that? Late 2019 or early 2020. I'm trying to remember here, but I think it was 2020. Anyway, I lost a job, right? I was in San Diego, California. And that combined with the pandemic, with those struggles, you know, dude, I need to make some money now. Those bills don't stop. I was in that place, folks. I was in that place where I could not actually I did miss rent some months. Now that was actually years prior when a company that I worked for went under, couldn't pay their employees, $1,000 in back pay that wasn't paid. And I mean, I've been there. I was struggling. And if you're in that situation, or if you're a veteran, you've been doing this for years, you see more drivers coming on the platform. I understand that's frustrating. Here's another example. When I charged Lime electric scooters in San Diego, this was probably 2018, 2019, the pay was exceptional. Just like that rideshare that I told you in 2016, 2017 here in Pittsburgh. So I charge one scooter, I get $7, and it's literally, you know, block to block. It's super short distance. Just throw them in the Caliber, the hatchback, and I charge it overnight. I get $7. So it's pretty easy money. And frankly, I could have made bank if I had a truck or a cargo van. But as it got more popular, as more people got turned on to, hey, I can make money charging these scooters. San Diego's expensive, dude. I need a side hustle. I need to make some money. That's, again, this mindset comes into play. So there's some truth in this. I'm not saying that what we're talking about today, there's zero truth in it, some more so than others. But it's how you respond, folks. It's how you respond. If there's too many drivers, you got to pivot. And frankly, you never really know how many drivers are in certain marketplaces because we really don't know the metric. Let's move on here. Folks, oh, I love this one. Oh, I love this one. What about this one? What about this one here? Myths, hacks, misconceptions in the gig economy. How about I'll tip you in cash? Or I'll tip you after. Please, right now, do me a favor. Comment in the live chat. Have you had this happen? Let us know so we can see how common this is. Let us know in the live chat right now, or if you're watching the replay, everyone, comment in the comment section below. Have you had this one on any platform? If you're an Uber or a Lyft driver, have you heard this from your passengers? If you've had a food delivery customer call you or text you, hey, I know it's busy, and I know you're dropping off for someone else. Can you drop it off for me first? I'm busy. I'll tip you after. I'll tip you a lot. Have you heard that one? Hey, I'll give you a great tip, a big tip after the delivery. Please let me know if you had this happen. So what happens in this circumstance here? From my experience, and we'll see again, this is I'm just one person. This is a premise of the channel. We're a team here. I don't know everything, certainly, because there's so many different marketplaces. There's international marketplaces. Shout out to our international viewers here. But from my personal experience, we'll compare that with your comments here. Usually this isn't the case. Then I'll tip you after, or I think even more rarely, I'll give you a huge tip. I'll tip you like $20, whatever it is. Now, again, that's not to paint with too wide of a brush. I've had customers that actually did that. But sometimes, and I'm curious what you're going to say here, that have you had this happen? And surprisingly, this is again why we're comparing here. Bobby says not yet. I have another comment here that says not yet. And Evan says, luckily, not yet. However, I see Ellen saying yes and Nancy only once here last week. Now, it doesn't necessarily have to be cash tips. It can be, on the app. Same kind of thing. You get the point here. Let's move on. So our next misconception here, again, we're going to be straight up with you. That's my goal here on the channel here. These companies are unfair to drivers. You're like, dude, you're going there. We're going there. I'm telling you, we're going to be straight up here. These companies are unfair to drivers. Clearly, how do these apps work? It is you, it is I, it is drivers that are working out there, making some money, doing this as usually a side hustle. You can do this as a full-time hustle in some marketplaces. Let's tackle this of, okay, these companies are unfair to drivers. I want you to consider a few things because my goal on this channel is I try to give you a well-rounded view, because let's think about this. If it was skewed to these companies never make mistakes, they're amazing, they're incredible, I'd be the PR company for these companies, right? No. But on the other end, and I see this happen, folks, where we just come at it from the driver's perspective. Dude, they should be paying us $30 an hour, dude. They should be paying us $4 a mile. I get it. When I had negative cash balance in my bank account, I could barely afford gas. I was missing rents. I had bills, dude. San Diego's expensive. Frankly, I'd have still the same scenario if I was here in Pittsburgh. I get it. Especially if you have a family, if you have kids, you have things going on. I'm trying to give you an objective view always. So we have both sides here. Do these companies treat you unfairly? It is a tough question. Let's think about this. Let me give you an example of this. So when I drove for rideshare, started in 2015 for Uber here in Pittsburgh, the pay was whatever it was, X amount of dollars per mile, right? The per mile rate, you get paid per minute, but really per mile is what got you money driving in that niche. Excuse me. Then rates decreased in about 2017, 2018. And we saw this nationally. Even in Detroit, Michigan, I still remember this, decreased to 90 cents paid out per mile. Now, if you don't know, your tax deduction for this year, in 2021, is 56 cents per business mile. So you can write off 56 cents out of each business mile, and that encompasses just general expenses, operating costs of a vehicle, gas, insurance is all bundled under the IRS as a standard mileage deduction. So what happens when these companies reduce rates below a sustainable mean? Then I would say it is unfair. 90 cents is unfair. They decreased it here in Pittsburgh. I think we even touched maybe 90 cents or whatever it was, $1.05 back in the day, and that's unfair. What can you do about it? And really, let's answer this question. What is the floor of unfair? Again, we're talking about standard of living, we'll say, I think is a typical barometer for measurement here. But it's tough because let's think about this. Standard of living, a floor, varies by individual. It's going to vary by marketplace, right? The standard to get by in San Diego is very different than here in Pittsburgh. That is what, in my opinion, makes this gig economy so tricky when it comes to pay and really putting the needle of Are they unfair? No, hey, I get it. As drivers listening to this, I would feel like most of us would skew if we had to choose that. I mean, yeah, man, they're kind of a little bit unfair. Why can't I get orders? Why isn't Uber, let's say, paying me a little bit more per mile? I get that. But on the business sense, there has to be an equilibrium. And again, I'm not saying that these companies are doing it right. It's another thing. Let's make that clear. I'm not saying that the companies are completely right. That is what makes this so tricky. And that's why we always tell you, and let me leave you with this on this point. That's why we always say on this channel to follow the money, and you have zero allegiance to any app or any niche. It is extremely volatile. These companies really just started in 10 years ago, 2011 or so. That you gotta be smart. If you're a hustler here, you got to be smart. You got to follow the money, the bonuses, and come to terms with maybe if an app isn't the best fit for your marketplace, don't try to fit that round peg in a square hole kind of thing. But I'm rooting for you. That is our goal here on the channel. I want you to make as much money as possible. And again, we help you follow the money right here. Hey folks, if you're getting value in this video today, can you do me a favor? Can you drop a like on this video? Really helps out. I appreciate every single one of you on the team here. Again, cresting slowly towards 50,000 on our team here. I appreciate you being here. Let's take a quick sip of coffee here. Let me know what you're drinking. Next myth here, folks. Today we're talking about myths, lies, misconceptions in this gig economy. Hey, why are you even talking on a video right now, dude? Why are you here talking on a video? You should probably go out there. You should probably go out there because it's busy right now. You can make a lot of money right now, dude. You should go online. You should make a lot of money. There's $2 bonuses. It's incredible. What are you doing? Why are you living your life? You should be out there working for us. Let's pause. And Matt actually covered this in a recent video. Again, he's in the live chat. Or if you just want to check out your driver team, Matt, that's my twin brother's channel. He's hustling on his own venture over there. And he talked about this. The kind of misleading in-app messages and notifications. Here's what happens. It's exactly that. These apps will send you a notification and it'll say, all right, it's busy right now. There's bonuses right now. And you should probably go out and drive because now is a great time to earn, not always. And again, I've seen this from experience. Matt's seen this from experience. So how can you tell the difference of fake busy, we'll call it, versus actual busy and actual the best time to make money? Folks, it's the same thing that I do here on this YouTube channel. It is data. I am heavily data driven. I want you to now be data driven. You don't even have to be, I'm the stock dude. I got like 6 monitors going, man. I'm looking at the omegas and the thetas, which is crazy. I mean, stock talk is crazy. Let me know if you agree with that. But I mean, there's a lot of things that you have to manage. You don't have to go that deep with the numbers. Generally, you can just look at the high level here, folks. I had a shift recently that I drove on, what's today? Today is Thursday. I drove on Monday. And I reported to you the next day that, dude, it was pretty dead. And there were bonuses, right? There was a $1.50 surge on Uber Eats. Why is it still dead? It's because it's the apps telling you it's a good time to drive, man. There's bonuses. And Matt talks about in that video that Grubhub may say, hey, there's shifts available. Or I've seen, let me know if you agree with this in the live chat. Lean in for this. But my Uber Eats app has recently been giving me pictures of the marketplace saying, hey, drive here, man. There's a lot of orders right here. And Matt highlighted that in his video as well. May not always be the case. So moving on here, folks. I see you in the video today. Bobby, we watch. Ramon, Mohammed, always good to see you in here as well. Michelle, thanks for being here, folks. Or if you're watching in the live chat. Hope you guys are having a great week. I'm feeling good today. I hope you're feeling good. And hey, if you're struggling, join here. Talk to other drivers. Join our Discord if you want to talk to other drivers in real time as well. So we can make sure you stay focused. Let me just step aside here and say, I get unfocused. I get demotivated. If you want to join a supportive team here, no toxicity, folks. Toxicity, there we go. You're gone. Toxicity, you're gone. Negativity, you're gone. I want this to be a powerful team here, and that's what we're building here right now. But you know what else we're also building? That was an awful transition, but those apps are meant for those that can't do anything else. Yeah, dude, these apps, they're only meant for those that really can't do anything else. What's funny is, I did my undergrad at Penn State University. I got an MBA at Point Park University here in Pittsburgh. Dude, wow. I still remember this comment. Comments hurt, folks. Negative, but I'm fine. Don't worry about it. But this comment said, why are we taking financial advice from a dude that drives food delivery for a living? It was on one of my stock videos. I clearly said, I'm not a financial expert. I'm like, come on, man. Right? So my point here is like, dude, this dude's got an MBA. He's got 2 degrees and he's driving food delivery. These are only, this is meant honestly for those that can't do anything else. Why are you doing this? It's not the case, folks. Here's the real and raw of it. This side hustle that started in 2011, again, right around there with Uber, Lyft, what have you, that this has built a new frontier to hustle, to make money. And in my opinion, kind of make it a little bit cooler than driving around with a little pizza light on the top of your car there with the shirt. You haven't washed it in a while. You keep it in your car. You just wear it for shifts and kind of smells a little bit like oil and pizza. I don't really care about this job. I'm just doing it to make some money, right? Of yesteryear. Now you can drive your vehicle just how you want. You can drive when and where you want. You can drive on the apps that you want. You can drive in the niches that you want, and you can change it at any time. You can stop and start at any time, assuming you are still active, right? Run through the background checks, what have you. This side hustle, and it's usually a side hustle. Some of us do it as I've done it as a side hustle and a full-time hustle. It's meant for anyone that's got the drive, folks. Now, again, not all marketplaces support this. I'm being real with you, but this is meant for anyone that's got drive. And for you to say, well, we'll touch on, I won't give it away. We're going to touch on money here in a little bit. But for those that say like, dude, that's, like we talked about initially, it's lousy pay. Not necessarily. You may think it's lousy pay, but we've shown $25, $30, $35 an hour when done right, and during hot seasons. Let's go to the operations here, folks. And hey, again, if you are getting value, definitely consider dropping a like. And if you want to go deeper with me and the team here, consider joining our inner circle by clicking the join button down below. That's going to get you access to exclusive, to custom emojis, custom badges that help you stand out in live chat and comment section. First priority responses for comments and questions to get your questions answered, and exclusive content. I know we're all busy trying to pump out content for you, but I tell you what, it's the most real, raw, unfiltered content in this hustle. Consider joining as a VIP. If you're not seeing that, you're on a mobile device. Go on over to a laptop or a computer there. But regardless, I appreciate you being here. What happens if you're driving food delivery or even ride share? This is great. I love talking about this one. And you get it's only going to be a 10-minute wait. Just 10 minutes, man. If you're waiting for a passenger on ride share, they text, hey, I'm finishing something up. It's only going to be 10 minutes. Or if you're picking up at a restaurant, Joe's Pizza, and they're like, we just got it. It's okay. We're putting it in right now. It's going to be 10 minutes. Myth? Lie? Let's talk about this. You got to be careful, because here's what I've had happen. I had one back in beautiful Pacific Beach in San Diego where a customer ordered a pizza. I was picking up from the pizza place. I got a stacked order for another pickup at the same restaurant. Like, great, convenience. I'm already here. The pay was fine. I'll take it. Turns out it was the same customer. You want an extra pizza? Yeah, we'll get another one. We're hungry. And he placed a separate order. And it went to me, as these algorithms do, to optimize, right? And then, because the first order was already placed and we just received the second order, you get something like this. Now, frankly, on that scenario, they did tell me it was going to be a little bit longer, but you get my point. Let's say they said it was only going to be 10 minutes. You got to use your best judgments with the location. Because honestly, sometimes it can be 10 minutes. Like, dude, if you're picking up from Subway, or even I'd give it to most fast food places. Fast food places can be tough. I'll give it to them though. If they say it's going to be 10 minutes, I mean, it's fast food. They can whip those things together in 60 seconds. So if it takes 10 times longer, it's still going to only be 10 minutes. If you pull off to the side and wait, at those Wendy's, what have you. But if you're at, I don't know, we'll go back to Joe's Pizza or whatever, and they're slammed, you can see they have in dining as well. The tables are full. You can see the kitchen back there. The dudes are running around, and gals, and they're prepping the food. And they say 10 minutes. Use your best judgment there, because it may not always be 10 minutes. You get the point. Let's move on here, because I've had those scenarios where they say 10 minutes and you're waiting 15, 18 minutes. I'll leave you with this. What you can do is start a timer on your phone and say, I'm gonna cancel. To yourself, I'm gonna cancel this after 8 minutes. 10 minutes. Now, my only warning with that, with cancellations, is you just burned 17 minutes, driving there, getting out, and then waiting, and you still have nothing, and then you still got to get another order. So that's the big caveat. All right, I've already invested time here. Am I going to cancel and just try to get something, and then I still got to go to another place, or am I going to bite the bullet? That's for you to decide. Again, your marketplace, how busy it is that day, what have you. This is a testy one here, folks. For drivers, well, we should strike. It's a testy one. Again, I need to bring you the realest things that I've heard. And this is a contentious one. So the biggest problem that I've seen with unionization efforts, with strike efforts for drivers, is that here, in my opinion here, folks, and I'm not saying I'm right here, this is in my opinion, this is from my experience, that the gig economy, much like its pay, is extremely volatile. I'm going to be straight up real with you on this one. I'm not going to waste your time. So what happens when you start hearing the verbiage of, and I'm not affiliated with any of these companies. I always have people, you're affiliated with the company. No, I'm not affiliated with any of these companies. That's, it's so volatile. Think about this. If there's talk out there of like unionization, strikes, what happens? It's like literally Dave that signed up a week ago, and his marketplace is really busy right now for whatever reason. It's maybe they're offering him good bonuses or something. They're crushing it. He's not even paying attention to that. Not even paying attention to the forums, the YouTube videos, even local organizations, what have you. And there's a very tricky point with that, because there's a lot of Daves out there, or Mikes, or whatever you want to call it, that people who have just signed up within the last week, the month, or maybe they've been doing this for a month. Like, dude, I'm just doing this for 2 months. I'm saving up for this. I'm saving up for a trip, whatever it is. It's not that deep, man. It's not that deep for me. Now, I understand there's another side, another niche demographic that does this full time. And again, as someone who's done this full time, I get that. And the efforts of trying to organize a collective that is big enough, loud enough, strong enough to have the change, it is difficult. I'm not saying that anything like that can't be done. From my personal experience, that is really kind of the butting heads of the two very, very different demographics of drivers. To give you a point there, DoorDash's CFO, I believe it was, Chief Financial Officer, stated that most of their Dashers, DoorDash Dashers, only dash 4 hours a week. And a lot of the stats that I've seen, half of gig drivers, they just do, actually more than that now, are doing this as a side hustle. Again, that CFO said 4 hours a week. So there are some challenges with that. Well, what about this one? Dude, it's not worth it, man. After you calculate the wear and tear on your vehicle, it's not worth it. I hear this one a lot from normally those who like to also, I guess, look at the data. I've seen everything. I've seen spreadsheets. I've seen breakdowns. It's, well, if you calculate this and the rolling circumference of the tire, no, but I'm kidding. But I have seen exhaustive breakdowns of expenses like, hey, dude, this takes this much effort. And after all of that, it's not worth it with the wear and tear in your vehicle. I don't agree with that. I'll just straight up say, I do not agree with that. To a point, here's what I mean. If you're doing the numbers, if you are driving based on the busiest times, then you're maximizing your what? Your dollars to mile ratio, the foundation of what we talk about here in the channel. It's how much am I getting paid for the miles driven, the dollars to mile ratio. So my goal for you this year is what? It is $1.75 per mile, paid out per mile. Ideally, and actually what I've been hitting consistently, and Matt's been doing the same thing here in Pittsburgh, is $2+ a mile. That's a safe zone. Because again, remember, you can write off 56 cents per business mile. And those are, grouped expenses for a deduction. So if you're at $2+ a mile, again, you're in a green zone, in my opinion. You're in a safe zone. Now, if you're in a super busy market or driving during a good day or time of the week, you can hit $3+ a mile. You're doing fantastic. So the arguments that I hear, frankly, that say it's not worth it after wear and tear of your vehicle, it's two things. It's number one, someone that has no idea what the dollars to mile ratio is, or just generally management of the vehicle. They are driving around looking for orders on any niche. They're driving around wasting miles. Those are called empty miles. You're not on an assignment. You don't have a passenger. You're not on a food delivery. It's wasted miles. It's empty miles. So yeah, dude, if you're wasting miles, then those are wasted expenses. It's like if I bought a gallon of milk and I pour it out and I said, well, this is a waste. I'm like, well, yeah, you just poured it down the sink, man. You don't even use it. So you have to optimize your park, sit and wait for order requests. That's number one. And then decline orders that don't make sense. You're not going to take anything that is under $1.75. There's some leeway, right? If it's dead, if you need to make some cash, whatever, right? We're going to have some low days. You're going to have it, right? But that's my goal. Now, number two, because there was 2 points there. This is going to, well, most of you shouldn't fall under this, but here's another reason why you'd be upset with miles. You're driving too new of a vehicle. You're driving too new of a vehicle, especially if you're doing this more towards the full-time spectrum. Now, if you haven't seen, my brother, Matt, again, your driver team, Matt, check out his channel. And actually, this kind of relates to his secondary channel, but just purchased a brand new 2021 Tesla Model 3 Standard Range Plus. So I saw some comments, some haters, honestly, like, this dude's driving food delivery in a brand new Tesla. And what that audience or the haters would fail to realize, like, dude, he's doing this as a side hustle. He's literally in that group that drives a couple of hours a week, and the miles that he's putting on that vehicle are within our exceptional threshold. So that's exactly how it should work. It shouldn't matter what kind of vehicle you're using if you're doing it smart and you're not doing it full time. If he was driving that brand new Tesla, and actually I'll plug the other channel, Frunk to Trunk, Frunk, Frunk to Trunk. If you want to learn all about his Tesla in general, go check out that channel. That's his second channel, Frunk to Trunk. But if he was driving that thing full time And could you imagine if he was accepting subpar orders? Then, dude, yeah, you're running that, you're depreciating that thing like crazy. Now, I mean, clearly he's driving some miles, but he's not driving a lot of miles, folks. And the miles that he is driving, they're smart miles. They're maximizing his income there. So when I hear this argument, I mean, there's some truth in it, but only for some fringe cases here, because hopefully you're driving smart. Well, I mean, speaking of marketplace, dude, that's great. That's great. Actually, let me take another sip of coffee here, but dude, I mean, that's great. And Pittsburgh must be a crazy market. You're getting bonuses, but you don't understand. My market sucks. All right. So my market, dude, you don't understand. I mean, you drove in San Diego, you drove in Pittsburgh, and you've shown, I mean, frankly, folks, in San Diego, I hit $4, $5, and $6 peak pay, which is a per delivery bonus on DoorDash. And you're like, dude, that's crazy. And it is kind of crazy to hit some of those bonuses. But I'll tell you this, that driving on higher peak pay and bonuses statistically did not mean I made more money. And we proved that with spreadsheets. So to determine if your marketplace sucks, answer these questions. Have I driven on all of the apps in the niche? So food delivery, it's going to be Uber Eats, DoorDash, and Grubhub. Ride share, it is Uber and Lyft. Scooter charging, if that's a thing in your marketplace, Lime and Bird. Grocery delivery, Shipt and Instacart, right? Are you driving on all the niches? Have you driven for at least 3 months? I mean, you can't hang up the towel after like a week of driving. That's like what? Give me an example. That's I don't know. Me playing a video game for a week, or even like a couple hours. We'll say it's more salient for that to say like an hour. Like I play it for an hour, get my butt kicked on, I don't know, insert your game here. And like, well, this game sucks. I suck. Oh, dude, you played it for like 30 minutes. I mean, of course it's going to be bad. Like you play basketball, right? It's like you go up to the free throw line, you take like one free throw. Well, guess basketball is not for me. Back to the pottery wheel. I don't know, but you get it. 3 months, do the research, drive on different niches, drive on different days and times. So when I see your comments like, dude, my marketplace sucks, the first thing I ask you is like, all right, what marketplace? How long have you been driving for? Are you driving on all the apps at different days and times? And after all of that, if you're averaging, I usually say $16, $17 an hour. After all of that, if you're still averaging 16 to 17, dude, your marketplace might suck. I mean, if we can be real here, not all marketplaces are good for certain niches and apps. Again, I'm bringing you the realness here. If you're doing all of that and still the data, and again, 175 a mile, hot zones, I mean, there's a lot here. So make sure to watch the videos here. Or if you want the fast track, go to your drivermike.com/delivery. Take the Mastering Delivery course. It's an hour-long, power-packed, straight to the point of the basics, the numbers, strategy. If you're new, if you just want the fast track to learn the basics, that'll get you ahead. Again, that's your drivermike.com/delivery. Proud of all of our students that have gone through that. But after all the data, if it still says like 16 an hour, I mean, yeah, dude, it may not be a good fit for you. We're just being real here. And lastly, we'll leave you with some money. Is this a myth? I just made $40 an hour. I made $45 an hour. I made $50 an hour. So what we'll do is we'll link a card above that talks about a driver who made $3,500 in 1 week of driving. And that got a lot of people talking. That video's got, 20,000, 30,000 views, because people are like, what? Made 3,000, I believe it was 3,500 in 1 week. So I'm breaking it down to this. If someone's telling you I made $40 an hour, or over $40 an hour. Is that true? This is an interesting one to debate. This is why I wanted to leave you on this. So I've always said, and again, I'm just bringing you the realness, that I respect you, so I'm just going to be real with you, that you're not going to get rich in the gig economy. You're not. There's a ceiling. Now, I want you to be at the ceiling, but there's basically a ceiling here to these apps. And basically, it is $40 an hour. If it is crazy on fire, if you are in a nice, dense area, short trips, $4 peak pay, and you get some good tips, you can hit $40 an hour, maybe for like a couple hour stretch, like a couple hour pocket until it slows down. Generally, our goal is $25 an hour. Overall, for most shifts, driving during this summertime season, which is really doubling down on the dinner rush and stacked orders here. So if someone's telling you that they're consistently hitting $40 an hour, something's up. It is it's gotta be a crazy busy market with exceptionally high bonuses, getting lucky with tips, unless it's a platform that you can really influence tips, maybe like Uber Eats, because everyone tips ahead of time, like on DoorDash. And again, bonuses and incentives. So spoiler alert, spoiler alert on that video. If you want to go check it out, make sure to click that card from earlier. But that driver showed me his earnings, and I drove a week or so after, and I hit a recent high as far as earnings per hour. How did I do this? And frankly, how did he do that? Most likely, you could only hit those numbers consistently with exceptional incentives and bonuses. So what happened here in Pittsburgh is, the good thing on Uber Eats is there are stackable bonuses. So again, stackable bonuses on Uber Eats. So I can get Surge, which is a per delivery bonus. I can get Boost, which is a earnings multiplier. And I can get a Quest, which is a batched bonus. So you complete whatever it is, X amount of deliveries will get you this extra pay. I'm trying to think of any others. Am I missing any? Let me know in the live chat or in the comments section. But the way that you can make those crazy numbers is, again, if the stars align, if your marketplace is just dishing out the bonuses and you get those stackable bonuses. So you drive during the dinner rush. I'm getting maybe a 2x multiplier. I'm getting a $3 surge on Uber Eats. I'm completing a quest for an additional $400, which is crazy. The highest I've done is $315. And I feel like I'm missing one, folks, but you get it, right? Stackable bonuses. And you do that through that entire week. And again, you got to get pretty lucky. That marketplace has got to get pretty on fire. So hitting consistently $40 an hour, maybe, but seasonality, in my opinion, seasonality eventually is going to change. It's going to cool down. And if you can settle around $25 an hour, again, our goal here, because I'm setting high but achievable goals, I think that's a strong place to be consistently in this gig economy. Because I don't want you to make 15 an hour. We've seen self-reported data that drivers, like, dude, I make like 13 an hour, 14 an hour and driving. I'm like, how? Why would you make $14 an hour? You're doing something wrong. Or you're forcing the round peg in a square hole, that there's probably other things to do in that marketplace. Because again, if you're following best practices, you're still making that, why are you driving on that? Now, if you're happy with that, I'm not here to say like that shouldn't be your threshold. You know, everyone's got different thresholds, but I want you to be at 25 an hour. So folks, hey, I appreciate you watching here. And can you do me a favor on your way out? Can you definitely drop a like if you got value in this video? Much more to come here on the channel. So definitely click that subscribe button, join to be in the under 50K club, because we're hitting 50K soon. And again, if you did get value in this video, appreciate you being here. Drop a like on this video right now. Thank you. And you can also click or tap the screen right here for my newest video, as well as a video recommended for you. And I will see you in the next one.